Hola my friends, this is Sal Montes and welcome back to my channel. So the original plan for today was to film the Preds fan reaction for last season, but as you might have seen from my community posts, I have been dealing with a bit of an illness the last couple days. I woke up this morning and I tried to get started on that video, but I just couldn't do it. It's got a lot of energy behind it and a lot of excitement, so I just felt like I couldn't do it justice in my current condition, and I wanted to hold it off for at least one day and try recording again tomorrow to hopefully have that video out by Wednesday. We're also dealing with an excessive heat advisory here in Southern California, so hopefully tomorrow it cools off a little bit and I'm able to get through the recording a little bit better. Tons of apologies to my Preds fam. I know y'all have been waiting for this for quite a while, but I promise I'm just trying to be my best so that the video comes out as best as possible for you guys. In the meantime though, we got some massive news in the hockey world and I figured I'd make a quick video about it. That's right, after a year of waiting, we finally got the names and logos of all 6 PWHL teams. I personally really enjoyed last season, so I've been waiting for this for a while, and I kind of thought, hey, what better way to celebrate than with checking these out with you all? In celebration of women's sports, I got my Angel City FC jersey on, and yeah, I'm all ready. Let's go check out these new names and logos. Okay, first of all, please excuse the fan noise if you can hear any. We're just kind of dying here in Southern California, so I have to keep it on. But anyways, let's jump right in with Boston first. So we have a special announcement coming up here. We have the video. It doesn't have any specific information as far as I know. It just kind of shows clips of the players, the city of Boston, and I believe that's kind of the same for each PWHL team, so we're not going to check those out. But what we are going to look at is the name and the logo, and as you can see already here, we got the Boston Fleet. Alright, so let's check out this logo. So my first reaction to the Boston Fleet logo, as many have already pointed out, is that it kind of looks like the Hartford Whalers logo if it had been turned 90 degrees. You can tell that the theme is very nautical with the waves, also the B resembling either a hook or an anchor. Let's see if there's more info here. Sailing towards victory. The forward-leaning shape of the logo evokes a sail catching wind. Oh, that's pretty cool. It does. Representing momentum and a relentless drive for success. Okay. Anchored in heritage. The bold B combined with the sideways anchor, okay, so it was an anchor, symbolizes Boston's rich maritime history and the enduring strength, unity, and collective might of Boston's players and fans. Finally, waves of resilience. A wave pattern within the emblem adds depth and texture, reflecting the dynamic energy of the ocean and the team's steadfast resilience. So, looks like there was a lot of thought put into this Boston logo. I really like that. Let's check out some of this merch, okay? So we have Boston Fleet, okay? Yeah, overall, you know, thinking back to when the original names were announced and we had the Boston Wicked as the leading candidate for the PWHL Boston name, I personally think this is kind of a success. Overall, for me, I give it like, you know, a thumbs up. I think they did a pretty good job with this. Looking at it from afar, the waves do kind of fade a little bit if you're looking at the logo from afar. So, you know, maybe a little bit of white or something extra to make those pop a little bit more could have been nice. But overall, I kind of like it. Okay, so next we have the current Walter Cup champions, now the Minnesota Frost. And their logo, we have an F. I see the icicles that are included in the F. Not gonna lie, I'm pretty interested to see what more was incorporated into this design, because as it stands now, I think it's pretty cool, but it is a little plain. I don't know, we'll see if it has more to it. Let's see, icicles in motion. The stylized F captures the sharp, angular essence of icicles, embodying Minnesota's embrace of the cold and deep connection to hockey. Okay, so definitely got the icicles there, that's cool. Cold precision. The logo's sharp edges and points reflect the icy nature of frost, mirroring the team's endurance and intensity. Okay. Finally, we have depth of winter. The dimensional form of the emblem adds texture and depth, embodying the harsh beauty of Minnesota's winters. Okay, I did like that it did give off a bit of a three-dimensional illusion. And we have the gear on sale now. So it looks like we are gonna get fairly generic gear for all the teams. I saw a similar design with the netting for the Boston Fleet. So nothing wrong with that, you know, I get that. Overall, Minnesota Frost, I like the name. I like that it plays into the cold of Minnesota, just as the other Minnesota teams like the Timberwolves, like the Vikings, you know, still has that naturey vibe like the Wild. So overall, I kind of like it. I think the F is a little simple compared to some of the logos that we're gonna see in just a bit. So would have rather seen something a little bit more of a pop with the logo, especially with it being the reigning champion for the PWHL. But overall, it's fine. Frost is a name, is okay. You know, I'm okay with it. I like it. Let me know what you think. Third up on the list, we have Montreal. And let's see, it says, we are the Montreal Victory. So the Montreal Victory. All right, and let's see. Oh, we got quite a bit of an explanation here for their logo. I like that. They're very, very detailed. But shows that they put a lot of thought into it. So let's check this out. Okay, so again, we have La Victoire de Montréal. Pretty cool name. Really cool logo so far. Let's see the explanation. So this explanation is in French. So I have studied French for quite a few years. I wouldn't say that it's very good, as I haven't used it very frequently outside from my daily Duolingo lesson. So what we're gonna do is I believe this is the English translation. It is, so let's check that out. But you know what, before that, for my Francophone viewers out there, I'm just gonna really quickly show you the slides so you can check these out. So we have here the explanation for what seems to be the national symbol of Quebec, the fleur de lis. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, I'm sorry about that. Next up, we have the explanation for these right here. You can read it right here to get a sense of what they're trying to explain. And finally, we have the M for Montreal. Very cool. All right, so I already kind of have a sense of what each of the elements is, but let's check out the English translation now. So heritage embodied. So heritage embodied. Fleur de lis, a national symbol of Quebec, is gracefully integrated and evokes the rich cultural history of the province and the city. Okay, so we got that right. That looks pretty nice. Next up, hidden tribute, a concealed M pays homage to Greater Montreal. Yep, we got the M. That looks pretty cool. And these I was wondering about. So wings of triumph, abstract shapes reminiscent of wings, subtly allude to the goddess of victory, symbolizing strength, agility, and dominance. Okay, this kind of goes hard, not gonna lie. I think Montreal really knocked it out of the park with this one. Like looking at it overall, like the name Victory, like you call yourself the Victory. That's pretty sick. The logo's very good. Again, we got the somewhat general gear for right now, but that's okay. And we got the Spirit of Montreal. That's cool. We got an extra add-on to this. Win or lose, Victoire is a mindset, a legacy, and a way of life our decorated sporting city relentlessly pursues. The name Victoire will spur us on to climb higher for the glory of the team, the game, and for all of Montreal. Montreal, great job. I personally think you did a really, really good job with this one. My favorite one so far. I like it. Okay, so fourth we have New York, and welcome to the PWHL, the New York Sirens. So looking at this logo, first thought that comes to mind is it kind of reminds me a lot of like the Islanders branding. I believe the Sirens play most, if not all, of their home games at the AHL affiliates arena for the Islanders in Bridgeport. So it kind of makes sense that they are going with the nautical theme, also with the big NY. That again reminds me a lot of the New York Islanders logo. You have these cutouts of the S kind of extending beyond the name, as I'm assuming probably kind of like sound waves, since these are the Sirens, and the previous name for New York was the New York Sound. Let's see, do we have more info? Yes, we do. We have more info on the logo. So we have this seafoam green color that was already kind of part of the New York brand, and I really liked it because it drew comparisons with the New York Liberty, their WNBA franchise in New York. It's pretty cool to see. Let's see if there's more details on this. So Sonic Cityscape. The logo embodies the team's drive and evokes the powerful sound of a goal siren. Okay, that's cool. Iconic letter forms. The angular design of the NY speaks to New York's bold and robust architecture. Yeah, I just started to notice these do kind of look like high-rise buildings. They look pretty cool. So yeah, like I was saying, the waves of sound. The reverberating S visually mimics sound waves, symbolizing the city's constant hum. Alright, well, overall, I think it was alright. You know, I think it's an alright job for the Sirens. The logo is very kooky, it's very wacky. At first sight, I was not a big fan of it. I just think it's a little wild, but I don't know. Maybe it'll grow on me, maybe it'll grow on fans, maybe it already has grown on fans. Let me know, New York fans, what you think of your New York Sirens. Alright, so second to last, we have the Ottawa Charge, and let's take a moment to talk about this logo for a second. So when I woke up this morning, the first thing that I saw was a post from someone that had the Calgary Flames logo and the Cleveland Cavaliers logo, and the post read something along the lines of congratulations to the both of them for their beautiful new baby. I just can't unsee it now. It's such a silly little C, like, I don't know how fans are gonna feel about this. There's already plenty of comments here, lots of thoughts. If you're an Ottawa fan, let me know. I want to know what you think of your PWHL team. So now let's check out what the story is behind the logo. An electrifying presence on the ice. So we have the Ottawa Charge. Electrifying power. The monogram O reflects a spinning object charged with electricity, intensity, and the power the fans bring to every game. Okay, so you can see that there's an O within the C. That's one of the complaints that I did catch from a couple fans saying, hey, you're focusing on the C for Chargers, but you're forgetting the O for Ottawa, which I hear that. I think it's definitely a choice to have the O be sort of in the background, but then again, with the Hartford Whalers logo, we all love that very iconic logo, and we know that it's the W with the weight. But then again, thinking about the Hartford Whalers logo, we have the W, But then again, thinking about the Hartford Whalers logo, which is pretty much universally loved, we have the fin that is the W, and then you can see the H with the space, the negative space. So I could see that being kind of similar here with the O being in the middle as kind of filling the negative space there. Let's see, Charge Connection. The faceted cut in the O subtly introduces the letter C, tying the design back to the team's name Charge. Spark and speed. Spikes radiating from the O emphasize forward momentum and the spirit of the city. Advance Ottawa, en avant. So, okay, so the whole idea of movement appears to be a theme with the city of Ottawa, so I like that they incorporated that with the little speed marks here. I find it kind of cute, but not entirely in a fantastic way. Let's see. Yeah, overall, from afar, it does give off that weird Calgary Flames, Cleveland Cavaliers combination vibe that I think takes a little away from what could have been the identity of this team. So I don't know. I bring it back to you all, my Ottawa viewers. I would like to know, what do you all think of the Charge? Personally, I think maybe the logo could have been done a little bit differently. Overall, I give it a bit of an eh. It's probably in the lower tier so far, along with like Minnesota Frost with me. Last up, we have Toronto, and as y'all might have seen in the background of some of my videos already, I do have a little Toronto collage hung up with trading cards for some of my PWHL Toronto players. That is the team that I chose to start supporting for the PWHL. I was kind of in between Boston and Toronto when the teams were initially announced, but ultimately I ended up choosing Toronto as my PWHL team because I am a huge Sarah Nurse fan, and as soon as I saw that they were signing her, I was sold. So I've been cheering for them ever since, and I've been very excited waiting to hear what their name and logo was going to be. So let's check it out. All right, so hitting us with a new profile pic post, it is the Toronto Scepters. Now, I'd seen the lead up to this that the new name was going to have something to do with royalty. Originally, the PWHL Toronto name was going to be the Torch, which I was not a really big fan of personally. I just didn't quite get it. And when I saw that it was going to be something to do with royalty, I was kind of imagining maybe the Royals, maybe the Queens, something like that. So when I woke up and I saw the Toronto Scepters, I was a little taken aback. This name feels like they really wanted to go outside the box with the name, probably because we already have, the Royals in the MLB. We used to have the Monarchs in the AHL not too long ago, I'm pretty sure. I don't recall a team being named the Queens before, but overall it seems like they wanted to go for something powerful, for something very royal, and they ended up going with Scepters. Now, I did see a bit of confusion from some people about what a scepter is, and I'm pretty sure they explain it right here. Yeah, so scepter, noun, an ornamented stick that is borne in the hand as a symbol of power and strength. So yeah, it's like a ruling stick, if you will. And let's check out what the logo has in store for us. So again, it has the Toronto Scepters. The more I started looking at the logo specifically, the more I started to get sold on it personally. I really I dig it. It gives very like trident vibes, which I guess is a kind of scepter. We have the they're probably going to explain the T and the S and the scepter here in just a second. But also I want to point out the Toronto Scepters like name logo. It looks really cool. I really like it. So the first bit of information we get is that the logo is a monogram that seamlessly intertwines the letters T and S, standing for Toronto and Scepters respectively. This monogram is not just a typographic choice, but a symbol of power, strength, and heritage. All right, so yeah, as I was already thinking, this is the T, this is the S, and you have the scepter going up the middle. The T is designed with angular and sharp lines, conveying a sense of precision and presence. All right. The orb represents, so there's an orb technically. The orb represents strength and an unyielding quest for excellence. Okay, so I originally thought the long side of the T going up to the orb was kind of the scepter, but it's just designed to be the T and the S, with this orb being a symbol of strength. We got our generic gear. And let's see, is there anything else? Nope, that seems like that's it. So yeah, after a very jarring first reaction, I gotta say it's kind of starting to grow on me. The name is still, it seems a little pretentious, like you really wanted to go outside the box. But the logo, I've really grown into it. I've really started to like it a lot more. I feel like it's probably second just behind Montreal for me overall. And yeah, I am personally very excited to be cheering on for the Toronto Scepters next season. So as for my final thoughts on the names and logos, I kind of like them overall. I think I'm glad that they took that extra year to come up with something different. I was not a big fan of the Boston Wicked. The Minnesota Superior was okay. I was okay with that name. The Montreal, I believe it was the Montreal Echo. I think that's what it was. I can't remember correctly. But I think the Victory, the Victoire is going to do very well. I really like this logo name, probably my favorite of the bunch. The Sirens, it still alludes to the New York Sound, which was the original name for the team. And I kind of like Sirens a little bit better. Ottawa, I can't remember what the Ottawa name was, the original Ottawa name. I don't know why. Yeah, Ottawa is probably the trickiest one, and the one I'm most curious to see what the fan base reaction is towards. And Toronto, Scepters, I'll take it over Torch personally, especially if we get this pretty cool logo out of it. And yeah, overall, I'm kind of a fan. I'm enjoying them. I hope you are too. But if you're not, if you have different thoughts about it, put them down in the comments. I really would like to know what folks living in this cities or cheering for these teams in particular have their opinions about. You know, I want to know what y'all think. Okay, so that's going to be it for me today. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe down below. Again, I'm really sorry that I couldn't get to the Preds video today. Hopefully with a nap and a good night's sleep tonight, I should be able to get back up tomorrow and really put my all into it so that it's out by Wednesday. Aside from that, give me your thoughts on the new logos and names for the PWHL teams down in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. And remember, kindness is free to give, so go out and spread some today.